All right, Indio. Excited, man, to be able to show you some of the results that we've worked on here over the last week. I'm going to throw out a couple of terms at you in terms of SEO, GMBs, blah, 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 nerd stuff, right? I'm just going to really attempt to break this down here so that you and I are both on the same page so we understand what we did over the last week, at least in a sense that matters to you, and to let you know what the change in results have been, which by all means are very positive. So, starting from the top here, you have your website, and then you have your GMB, your Google My Business, right? And that's some of what we talked about a few days ago. When it comes to your Google My Business, that was what we performed all of the SEO, the search engine optimization work on. And we did that because we can get the fastest results doing that. Now, by all means, there's other forms of SEO that take much longer, that create a much bigger barrier to entry between you and the other guys and things like that. But the whole point of it was over the last week, we were talking about getting you results. And that was from last Tuesday to now. So what is that, 5 days? And in 5 days' work, I'd be very hard-pressed to say that it could go better than it has. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not pitching this in a way to say, like, yeah, you're number one everywhere, you're the best, you're, top dog and all that. That's not the case, but the whole point here, after our lengthier conversation Tuesday night, it was for me to prove to you that I'm the real deal in the sense, right? I know what I'm talking about, I know what I'm doing, and to give you quantifiable results. So what we're looking at here on the screen, this is just for a search term, junk removal, Tampa. We worked on optimizing you for the word junk removal. The reason why I involved the word Tampa in here is just so that it's geographically relevant to you with some of the results that you're seeing. This is a keyword term that we can do some research on, figure out if it makes sense to rank for, things like that down the road here. But again, the main thing here is just so you can see some relevant competition that's in the area. So just to start out here, when we're talking about these spots, right, these are GMBs, these are Google My Businesses, and these rank just like websites do. But the thing that's important to realize is that the rankings for these GMBs up here in what's called the map pack, which is this boxed section right here, so it's something that's different than your organic rankings for your website. So for the map pack here, the rankings for your GMB or anyone's Google My Business is going to change depending on where you are located in town. So you can look up junk removal Tampa and say you're over here, you're going to get a different result than if you moved further east and you're in Brandon now and you still type in junk removal Tampa, you're going to get a different result because this is supposed to be a geographically relevant map directory for what you're looking for. That's what Google is all about, making sure that it can provide the most authoritative local data. So that's exactly what we gave Google this last week. We filled out your business information and we put it in a couple of directories online that Google says, hey, these directories have authority. So that's what bumped up your ranking. They're looking for local authoritative sites, GMBs, to provide info. So we gave you authority. So when we look at the map pack here, it's important to realize that with these rankings, these are the top 3 spots. So you always want to be ranked 1 through 3 in different parts of town for what you're looking on. If you're not ranked 1 through 3, what you have to do is click on this, and then you will see the rankings. So these are the top 3 companies that we saw, right? And then we go down, and it'll actually go all the way down to 20. Anything past 20 isn't even on what's considered the first page for your GMB. So see 1, 2, 3, which is the same as this 1, 2, 3, stand up, discount Tampa, stand up, discount Tampa. Anything past 20, it's a different page because there's 20 results on here. So that's what I want to illustrate and preface before we took a look at the heat maps, the rankings. And what a heat map is that it shows us where you rank for a specific term, but in different areas for your GMB, right? So I was just saying, hey, in town and country, you're going to get different results in Brandon. This tool shows us where your GMB is ranking for that specific term in these different areas. So at the start of last week, this is where we were. And this is for the term junk removal. We do this because, well, we target the term junk removal when I say this, because it's a pretty commonly searched term and you just weren't showing up. So remember how I said it shows the top 20? Just because it says 20 here doesn't mean that you're uniformly ranked 20 in this area. That means that you're above either 20th or above, and realistically you were above 20th. So it's like golf though. The lower the score, the better. The only place where you were even remotely popping up was pretty much where you put your address for your GMB. And that's because with your GMB, with your Google My Business, it's like an antenna. So we have to find a way to amplify the signal coming from your antenna, right? And that's the SEO back-end nerdy stuff, where we give you the authority. We did a couple other things too, right? You changed your name from Indio the Hauler to, we changed to Indio Junk Removal on there, which helped tremendously. Us putting that information in the directories, us adding your phone number into your GMB. Doing those three things, man, got us a great result. Because one of the cool things that we get is that when we do this area, which by the way is a 13 mile by 13 mile square, so it's 169 square miles right here, we're not ranking. One of the things that we get to see though is who is ranking. What are they doing? How are they doing it? And it gives us a score, so we can actually compete based on numbers with what's going on. So your average was 1992, 19.92, right? It's almost as bad as just not appearing at all on a map. It's not where we want to be, to say the least. We want to be able to get as many of these circles to show the numbers 1 through 3 where it's green, because tying it back into what we were talking about before, when we are in the numbers 1 through 3, then we show up on this page in the map pack. We show up in one of these spots. The reason why that's so important is because when someone looks up a term like junk removal or junk removal Tampa, what have you, whatever it is, these 3 spots get over 40% of all of the clicks for whenever someone searches. So being able to take up spots on here is a huge advantage for having more people find us. So again, this is where we were at May 26th, 5 days ago, last Tuesday, when we ran this. When I texted you earlier today, this is the new result. So as you can see now, if you were to pull out your phone and you typed in the word junk removal, you will see Indio the Hauler junk removal anywhere in the top 3 within this area. So if you were to drive around to different parts of town, right, so if you were kind of near university, you would still be in the top 3. All the way over, I mean, there's not much here. It's just the coincidence of where we're at, but you're in the top 3, and that's completely free to you. No matter what happens between you and I, those are your results that are going to be beneficial to you. The goal is to turn not only this whole square green, but to actually get you to a point where your website is ranking on this bottom part here too for SEO, since these spots here get a lot of clicks. It's to get you multiple Google My Businesses so that you can have one Google My Business ranking green here, one Google My Business ranking green over here, one Google My Business ranking green over here, getting multiple antennas and amplifying their signals. Or we can even do it to where once we get multiple antennas, we have it ranking for different terms. So imagine like being down in Brandon and this area is all green for furniture removal. We're in Town and Country and this area is ranked all green for appliance removal, hot tub removal, shed removal, having another one over here for junk removal, and letting the signals amplify and overlap over time so that you're just opening the mouth of your sales funnel so that more people see you, which means that more people click on your site. More people click on your site, it turns into more jobs, more money. More money means being able to hire the crew, potentially get another truck or trailer, get you off of the truck, right? That's the ultimate goal. So this is my nice little results in advance gesture for you. I'm sure you'll have questions. You're more than welcome to reach out to me. Hopefully this video was able to help explain, but again, just to really emphasize at the end here, this is your new GMB rankings in 5 days, and this is what it was before. So either way, whatever decision we make, I'm happy I was able to help you.